From the dawn of soap, one company has stood above the rest when it comes to gaming, experience, and of course, meme energy over the last year or so. That company, you may know them by one simple name, one simple 3 letters, those letters being GME, aka GameStop, one of the largest companies in the entire world, a Fortune 500 company that has unparalleled meme energy, of course, especially after some of those huge gains that we have seen with the price of its stock after falling way further than it should have, and then bouncing back and squeezing out all of these massive shorts, a lot of them huge hedge funds and big investor groups that obviously were a lot of fun to see fall. Now, they're moving to the next step in their meme evolution by accepting, of course, the one, the only Dogecoin, with a huge new article coming in, GameStop to now accept Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. This article coming in from FX Empire after they revealed that they are going to be, through Flexa, accepting it in stores nationwide, which is extremely exciting. That means you're going to be able to walk into a GameStop store and buy COD with your Doge. Yeah, that's right, I said it. You can do exactly that thing. Or if you want to get Animal Crossing and be a little bit less intense with your gaming experience, GameStop stock right now has a market cap of over $12 billion, making it a massive company. The stock right now is still pretty dang high compared to where it was. You can see GameStop stock went up to around 300 and then fell back down all the way under 100, and then now has steadied all the way up there at around $150 or so. So some huge movement for GameStop stock. This a very smart move for them. By the way, GameStop currently has over 4,816 stores nationwide. So if this is a like-worthy video, then go ahead and take a second to smash the button down there. 1 like equals 1 new individual coming into the live and hopefully joining our community, hearing how Dogecoin is so underrated at this current point in time that it's actually ridiculous. I mean, it's hard to find a cryptocurrency that has this many catalysts and yet is being disrespected by so many people, institutions, VCs, everywhere across the board. People continue to disrespect Doge because they just simply don't get it. They don't understand the catalyst. All they see is a currency that has a dang cute dog on it, and they stop there. But those of us who actually have done the research and look further into it understand what's coming, and that's why there's a lot of excitement brewing in the Dogecoin community right now. To the moon, says Yogi Chronicles, and this is going to be especially exciting once the Robinhood wallets come out, which is going to be early 2021. So we're going to see AMC accepting Dogecoin early 2021. We're going to see GME accepting Dogecoin early 2021. GameStop and AMC theaters, those two. Then we're also going to see Robinhood wallets. Then later in 2022, we're going to see Elon Musk putting a Dogecoin on the moon, which is extremely exciting. All of these things happening within the next 12 months. And Dogecoin's price right now is already way lower than it should be. But if it falls any further, then we're going to be, a lot of us, buying it up like crazy, because this is going to be one of the biggest opportunities to create generational wealth in the cryptocurrency world that we have seen since its very inception. And that's why so many people are gravitating towards Dogecoin right now. That's why so much of the energy is building up and in anticipation of what's coming here. 4,816 stores all across the nation. You're going to be able to walk in and buy things with Dogecoin. It's about dang time. And by the way, thank you, Flexa, for making this possible. That's how they're going to be able to do it. Now, technically, we would like to see more companies being able to do it first party, but even if you're going through a third party, it still counts, because you can walk in the store and pay with Doge, and then they can take the Doge, and if they're holding it, that's a huge additional thing, because some companies may decide to sell it immediately into cash. Some companies won't. As long as they're holding it, that's a huge additional win. And we know there are going to be companies that absolutely do decide to do that. And holding it is by far the smartest thing you can do, no matter who the heck you are. If you're a smaller company especially, you're going to want to be holding even more so, because the stakes are bigger, and so the reward can be as well. As you come in, take a second to press the like button. Yeah, that's right. GameStop now officially going to be accepting Dogecoin through Flexa. It's about dang time. And thank you for the article coming out from FX Empire with that as the title. They're also going to be accepting Shiba Inu coin and a number of other cryptos as well. But the fact that Dogecoin's in there is the most important one, because that, by the polls, by the stats, is clearly shown to be the one that people want to spend the most. And it's really not even particularly close. Everyone sees Dogecoin and realizes that's the one I want to be spending. That's the one I want to be actually going to the store and having fun with. And making it replace the dollar, obviously. We need to see that happening. If it doesn't replace the dollar, then it's not doing a good enough job, in my opinion. This Aussie, by the way, has now turned $4,000 into $10 million. He was previously stacking shelves. He was doing a normal job, which is a respectable job, nothing against that. And he went from that, though, a service station attendant, which is not exactly a dream job by any means. You know, it's a good job. You're not making a lot of money. You're going to be around average, maybe a little bit below average. But he went from that with just $4,000 in a matter of years to now being worth $10 million. And now he's going around social media posting pictures like this of him having fun across the entire globe, dropping out of college and doing this. It's pretty dang cool. It's absolutely impressive. And we have a lot of similar stories across the entire crypto space. For example, I actually did. I went to college for a bit and I decided, you know what? I would rather be making videos on cryptocurrency. I'd rather be doing other stuff. And so we left college, right, to go do the crypto stuff. And now it turned out to be one of the most important and amazing decisions, not only for this community, but for myself and for all the cool things that have continued to happen. And this is just the beginning, by the way. So many big things are coming in 2022 that the excitement level, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. We cannot wait to see what happens here with that. It doesn't matter who you are. You do not need to be an expert on this or that. As long as you are able to make the smart decisions when it comes to crypto, and there are still many of them that are coming right now, then you are going to see that becoming extremely profitable in the future. Take a look at this tweet coming in from the Moon on Twitter, and I think this is definitely a good tweet that makes a lot of sense, right? And technically, there are some things I disagree with about this tweet, but I do want to be talking about it overall because it does have some very calming things in it. In 2012, you missed BTC. In 2013, you missed Dogecoin. By the way, you still haven't missed it if you're reading or watching this video right now. You missed the initial spike, but you have not missed anywhere close to the biggest spikes that are coming. But 2014, you missed XRP. These were the years they were made. 2015, you missed ETH. 2016, you missed Crow. 2017, you missed BNB, aka Binance Coin, the coin linked to the Binance exchange. Crow, by the way, linked to the Crypto.com exchange. 2018, you missed Link. 2019, you missed DOT. 2020, you missed SHIB. 2021, you missed that. And then he continues on with a couple other ones. But the important thing here is that we continue seeing big projects every single year that are created and end up going on to be extremely successful. Now, sometimes it can take a matter of years. Sometimes it can take a matter of months. It really just depends on the type of project, the type of energy, and the type of community behind it. But as long as you're not giving up on crypto and you're continuing to make the smart decisions and the smart bets, especially when others are a little more pessimistic, then you are going to see huge returns from that, life-changing returns even. But if you want to see other life-changing returns in a more physical sense, then you of course can check out the one, the only manscaped.com/final stand, link down there in the description and the pinned comment for an upgraded scaping experience. You don't have to be a scapegoat to enjoy Manscaped. In fact, any kind of goat is able to enjoy them. You think about it, the goat tees, you may want to shave it off using a Manscaped razor. Why? Because it's significantly smoother. You don't have nearly as much of the prickly feeling. I like this when it comes to the experience. It has a way better blade, especially when it comes to shaving the face, but also for other areas of the body, including your downstairs Dogecoins. You need Manscaped, and you can go check them out right now on their website. 3mm precision engineered for maximum confidence. Now, this is what we're talking about when we have next level shaving experiences. They also have some great other products, including cologne that smells quite like success, and of course, some toner for your downstairs Dogecoins and some other stuff. Some great stuff on their products and their website. You can go check it out. Link in the description. And also, of course, the pinned comment, manscaped.com/final stand. But man, this guy really is living the dream. I mean, which you can too with Manscaped, right? But and with holding up Dogecoin, obviously. Look at that. I mean, he's just going around now. He became a DJ. He's traveling the world having fun, worth millions of dollars. There he is stepping off of a private jet. Now, that seems like an impossible thing to reach, right? Especially if you only have a small amount to invest. But the thing is, though, every single person who has done this has thought this is going to be impossible, has thought it's not going to happen. And then you continue sticking with it. You continue making smart bets, and it will happen. Not to everyone, but to a lot of us here. It's going to be an incredible experience. Now, obviously, some of us, including really a lot of people who have been in our inner circle for a while on Patreon, have already seen a ton of success, but that's just the beginning. We don't want to see a little bit of success. We don't want to just see a millionaire. We want to see life-changing generational wealth. That means our kids, if they wanted to, could have a much better life than perhaps our parents or our grandparents or our great-grandparents were able to have. It keeps getting better over the generations. That, of course, is something I like to see. And now there is some truth as well to the fact that weak men create strong, or strong men create strong times, or something. I don't know. Well, how does the saying go? But whatever that saying is, that's also true. I think you probably know which one I'm talking about. We should pull it up. Jamie Villa just got here, bro. Recap, please. All you gotta do, click on the little red thing and go. Then you can go back to the beginning and watch it from there and see all of the juicy goodness when it comes to updates here on the crypto space. Also, take a look. It's not just 30-year-old guys that are getting into cryptocurrency and making big bucks from it. Take a look at this. A mom of 2 is now making $80,000 per month as a cryptocurrency consultant. You can see a picture of her and her daughters there, I believe. Now, it's possible that somehow this could be her and that could be her daughter. You actually don't know because, I mean, let's be honest. They all look young. They all look good. And basically, it's just cool to see people, no matter how old you are, no matter if you're a mom, if you're a dad, no matter if you just got out of college, if you dropped out of college, you can make something of yourself in this space because we are pioneers in it. We are, so to speak, gold rush participants in it. Oh yeah, there's Diana commenting as final stand there saying COC. By the way, Diana, the most beautiful woman in all of the land. Steven Steele says Dogecoin is going to $1 in 2022. I can feel it in my downstairs Dogecoins. I happen to agree with that, Steven. By the way, we also had some drama on Twitter recently, which has been kind of interesting, but I think the most important thing to remember, so Tking, for example, we talked about that a lot on the channel. We talked about taking profits when it had been up a decent amount. I'm still holding a huge amount of it, and the reason why is because with these projects, it takes some patience. It is still up 10x from the first time we mentioned it on Patreon. Dogecoin, by the way, was also the original Patreon pick before anything else, and that has done absolutely crazy gains since being picked, still up more than 30x. So all of these are real projects with real use cases. Now, you'll see a lot of people trying to make the case that we're talking about pump and dumps, just simply because sometimes we will see people dumping, unfortunately. Now, it's out of my control if that happens, because sometimes people just decide to dump, and you can't really do much about it. Most of the time, that doesn't happen, but in rare cases, the perfect bad storm of circumstances can come together and make a dump happen. And the thing with that is, I don't pick projects that don't actually have a real use case. Tking, for example, is developing dApps. They're developing something that is going to allow you to do direct transactions off of the typical exchanges in the typical places where you have to pay these high fees, and also message people directly on chain, which is pretty dang cool. Then with COC, they're developing out a huge metaverse. They're developing out an actual profitable business, most likely, that you will then be able to make a share of just simply by holding your COC. So that's pretty cool. These are real cryptos with actual use cases that make the crypto space better. And anyone who wants to come in and say, oh, well, that's just you doing a pump and up. Well, no, it's not. It's not even close to that, because we're talking about things that actually make life better, that make life more fun, that have real use case and can actually improve the crypto space and can change it and make it for the better. So I encourage people, do not go and say pump and dump if someone's talking about a coin. Now, if someone says, I like this coin simply because of the name or simply because of this or that, then okay, you can go call that a pump and dump. But if they actually have a reason and they've been clear about that, then do the research first before you come in and try to take down a specific post or anything like that. Now, I don't want to be going too hard anywhere here, because for the most part, I think anyone who's doing that is really just trying to kind of maybe vent a little bit. Maybe they've seen some things they don't like and they want to try to make there be less of that. But at the same time, some people will have fun with some things that other people may not like as much. It's just the way it is. And yeah, it was a little bit of a back and forth there, but at the same time, I mean, I love the dude. Billy's a great guy, and I think at the end of the day, all of us have the clear goal of wanting to see Dogecoin be a lot of fun and move forward. And some of us will go off and find some other cryptos that we love or like a lot with strong use case, but that's not going to be everyone that agrees on that. And so I think it's important to let everyone in the crypto community kind of have their own fun and go off and do what they want to do besides just specifically Dogecoin all the time, because Dogecoin is a lot of fun, but it's not the only crypto that we want to be holding. We want to be diversifying our portfolio and making sure we can catch as many waves as possible so that we can all be improving our lives together. Here's a good example. If you use Robinhood, you're not welcome here. And Billy actually retweeted this too. If you use Robinhood, you're not welcome here. Then some people going down. So now the group's smaller. It was that big. Now there's two groups split up. You cannot own other cryptos and be pro Doge. You cannot be both pro Doge and pro NFTs. Now the group is even more split up. Brands and influencers are freeloaders. Now the group's even more split up. You're tipping wrong. Now the group's even more split up. And then now I say, we're friends. What happened, community? Now the truth is, Dogecoin's still a massive, extremely energetic community. So this has not happened to Dogecoin. But at the same time, if we were all in Dogecoin not worrying so much about what other people were doing and not trying to say, okay, well, brands and influencers are just freeloaders, or you are tipping wrong, or trying to criticize other people for liking some NFTs or some crypto and having fun with that, then we would be, I think, stronger as a community. We would have more fun. And that, at the end of the day, will make life better. It'll make use case easier to expand on in the entire crypto space. A great meme coming in from Steven Steele. Yeah, it is a solid meme. Steven, by the way, he has a great show. You can go check it out. Matt, what's the latest on COC? Launch will happen by the end of the year. Now, I've been talking to Mr. M on Twitter, and you'll notice sometimes I don't like to say certain words here on YouTube because they'll often get me in trouble. So if I'm abbreviating, just know what I mean by that. Mr. M is the creator of COC and the main dev behind it, and he has a longer name which I don't want to say because YouTube's weird about that, but you can go check it out if you want to see it on the Telegram or whatever. I've been talking to him. We are going to do a phone call soon, and he's encouraging me about all of the work that's being put into this. So I do think we will most likely see it within the next few months. Now, I have been told it can be launched by the end of December, but then again, this is going to be a huge undertaking. So I'll be surprised, honestly, if they can get it done by the end of December. I hope it can be, and that's what we're hearing, but we'll have to wait, honestly. And I don't think going too fast is the right move. I think making sure everything is done correctly is more important than speed here because we have time. We're not going anywhere. COC is a long-term hold that actually will expand the use case, that will change the way crypto, I think, actually operates, because we have not seen companies doing this yet, where they start out small and allow people to buy in from cryptocurrency and then get airdrops, and then you don't have to go through the process of becoming a stock, which is extremely cumbersome and has a lot of rules attached to it. Now, maybe at some point, the government will decide to crack down and limit this, but they haven't yet. So at least for now, we can enjoy the fruits of it. And I think we absolutely should. And the fact that more companies and more cryptocurrencies are not doing this is actually kind of shocking. In fact, this is the first one I know of that's actually doing it, changing the actual crypto space in a positive way. So that's a good thing right there. And hopefully it'll make life better for people. I mean, I really think it will. I actually do. As you come in, take a second, press the button. There's a big, juicy like button, and the second you press it, you will see someone walk through your door with a beautiful steak, perfectly cooked to your liking, with some steak sauce on the side. Not any cook made that steak. In fact, it was the one, the only Gordon Ramsay who perfectly cooked that steak, sauteed it, in fact, with extra salt and pepper. All you gotta do, if you press the like button, the steak will be in your juicy hands and once more in your mouth, not long after that. Now, I could be exaggerating. In fact, I could even be making all that up. But isn't it worth at least pressing the like button just to see? Because if there's a possibility even of you having that steak showing up inside your door, maybe, just maybe, it's worth it. Oh no, a lot of people are going to be disappointed now when the steak does not show up. Or will it? That's a good question. Only people with patience and the Patreon picks will have a high chance of getting Lambos in the future. LOL. Well, when you put it that way, I'm joining the Patreon right now. But there actually is some truth to that. I mean, it's not, it's funny, like the idea of like only if you're on the Patreon. I mean, you can do it if you're not on the Patreon, but yes, it does increase your chances massively if you are on the Patreon, because we put a ton of research into the picks. We find ones that I'm going to support for the long haul and continue talking about on my show a lot. Like, we love them, right? We're not picking random cryptos. These are ones that actually can change the crypto space, that have real use case and real development behind it. Pump and dumps are just what people call things if it is applicable, and I don't think it's applicable for the ones we talk about. In fact, it's definitely not. I'm vegan, LOL, JK. Oh no, the vegans are not going to be pressing like button. Okay, for the vegans out there, you will get a juicy, smartly cooked lettuce shown directly to your door. A vegan burger, perhaps even. How about that? Is there a vegan steak? I think there is. There's vegan everything now. You can even get a vegan Matt Wallace. You can get a vegan YouTube channel. Oh, you want to go on vegan Twitter? Go ahead. It's vegan everything. All day, every day. Matt, do you have any input on crypto mining, Doge specifically? So when it comes to crypto mining, at this point, it's difficult to be able to build yourself up enough of a mining net to actually be able to catch these waves. It's hard to get the mining equipment. It's hard to actually set it up and continue to use power and have the right circumstances in terms of the environment. It's hard to have the technical know-how, but if you can figure that out, it is still possible to make some money. It's just way harder now because so much of the crypto has been mined, and with Dogecoin especially, you can make money from it, and you should be definitely looking into mining, but it does require a lot of work first. So just keep that in mind. Stay away if you're not willing to put in the W. Before Final Stand roast this guy. Oh, well, who is it? Who do we have to roast? Merry Doge Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to all. Oh, and a Merry Christmas, a Merry Dogemas as well. I'm not sure who I'm supposed to roast. I saw an article that says Doge can hit $1,000. If only. I think we have in the past joked about it hitting 1,000. I mean, just imagine if that happens, you can buy Lambos for the entire family right there. Oh, your 3-year-old? There's a Lambo for you. Your 2-year-old? An extra Lambo. You can drive it when you're older. It's okay. You don't have to drive it now. I'll hit the like button when... All right, well, I mean, when Doge hits $1, yeah, everyone's going to be hitting the like button then, obviously. Matt Doge Alice, go Dogecoin. Oh, that's interesting. A heart to you as well, Mrs. Fletcher, coming in. And we do see, look at this. There's a video from COC that I recently liked, but it's just exciting to think about the future of crypto. It's exciting to think about how we can see lives changed, and we can play a big role in that. I mean, my life has already been changed by this community in a huge way to the point where it'll never be the same. I mean, this is awesome what we've seen. We've seen huge growth, huge life-changing investments, and it's just been a lot of fun to be on this journey. And the fact that we're just getting started really brings me a lot of happiness. It does. This... That's funny. Yeah, the truth is you should always be taking profits on most cryptos. Now, Dogecoin's an exception, right? Because you just, I mean, how can you possibly sell the cute little face of Dogecoin? It's so adorable and squeezable. You just want to go Gucci Gucci goo on the little belly of the Doge. You gotta do it. You gotta gooch and then goo right after the two gooches. Right before the goo, the Gucci and the goo all together. When you rub that little belly, and you can't. I mean, how can you sell? It's just he'll look at you and he'll be upset. He may in fact cry if you sell. So I have not been selling my Dogecoin. But with other cryptos, yes, I want to strongly encourage taking profits. Now, CUC is a little bit different because that's an extreme long-term hold, and a lot of us in our community are getting in early, so we don't really want to be necessarily selling on each other. I have not sold, and I'm not going to sell, and that's just part of. That's just part of it. Well, it's actually technically before I did transfer some between two of the ones, but I have not sold any since the announcement. I do not plan to for a very long time until at least we see some huge gains, and then maybe we'll start taking some profits, but it'll take a long time before then. And also with COC, because you'll be making money from the actual casino itself, then why would you necessarily want to sell? Because if you're making a paycheck every single month from that through an airdrop, then you may just want to hold as much as possible. And you may even want to buy more at that point. So just is kind of silly to sell a crypto like that when the more you have, the more you can make. And then when we're so early compared to where it's going to be. So that is exciting to think about. Take a look at this as well. A former U.S. treasurer on crypto investing. She says the train has left the station. Well, if it did, then you definitely didn't catch it. And we're, of course, talking about this lady here. Her name is Rosie Rios, and for Rosie, it is time to bring out the Rosie Roast music, the roast of Rosie. Sorry, we had to do it to you. Your cheeks may be rosy, but the roast will be a little bit less rosy. That's a fact. And you're gonna have to just, you know what, Rosie, you're gonna have to endure the roast for your silly comment here. All right, where's the roast? There we go. Here's the roast music. Rosie coming in and saying some silliness that the train's left the station. If you're investing in crypto now, it's too late. You're gone. Well, it turns out we've had thousands, millions even potentially of people who have said that all across social media, even some very influential people ever since the beginning of crypto. It's always been the end. You've always missed the train. Well, the truth is the train is nowhere near its final destination. It may have left a couple of stations, but there's many more that you can still catch the ride on, especially with smaller market cap coins and Dogecoin, which has a ton of catalyst. So she can say that to all she wants, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why she is not currently employed by the government, even though she was previously. Well, perhaps her insight is flawed. The way she calculates which crypto is going to be successful, which ones are not, which economic things and investments will be good, which ones won't, is flawed. And you know what? Rosie, it is what it is. Actually, she seems like she's probably a nice person, so we don't want to be too mean. Sorry, Rosie, we had to do it to you. You can say that if you want, but that's probably because you want to have the government in control of our money rather than us. Maybe that's why. Who knows? My question too is, who is it? So she is actually one of the previous people who was... She was the 43rd treasurer of the United States, so actually a pretty high level person. And you'd think she went to Harvard, the same place my mom went to, and you'd think she'd be smarter if she went to Harvard, but maybe not. I mean, she's smart enough, but maybe not when it comes to crypto. I prefer holding COC in my hand from Left Side Story. Exactly. I mean, that's definitely very true. I mean, who doesn't want to hold their COC? Doge underneath the Christmas tree. I think a lot of people in this community will begin Dogecoin presents, especially if you have family who knows that you love Doge. I certainly would love to see everyone posting pics on Christmas morning where they walk down and the tree is full of nothing but glorious Dogecoin presents and Final Stand merch. And Patreon pics. But anyway, I'm Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you inside the next electronic screening of a Final Stand show that goes directly from me to your computer.